limb by limb, but they were not able to destroy his faith. They were not able to take his Islam. And this is why the people of Gaza and Palestine are feared, because those innocent babies, those innocent children, those innocent women have a faith that is resilient, a faith that will not be shaken, a faith that is being demonstrated to the world for all to see. Children who are comforting their wounded parents while they themselves are wounded. Children who, after being bombed and survive, come out and prostrate to Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. They come out and say, La ilaha illallah Muhammadan Rasulullah. Hear, O Israel, our faith cannot be destroyed. The Palestinians' faith in Allah cannot be destroyed. Rather, with every bomb, with every bullet, with every murder that you commit, you only help to increase us in Iman. Beloved brothers and sisters, do not forget the words of Abdullah ibn Hudhafa as-Sahmi, who was captured by the Byzantine army. And the emperor, when he told him, I'm going to kill you and put you in a boiling pot of water if you don't give up your faith, that he said, never, do as you like. And as the guards were walking Abdullah away, he began to shed some tears. The guards brought him back to the emperor. They said, he has cried. He fears death. And he fears death. And the king, he said to him, repent, turn away, stay away, The king said to him, leave your faith of Islam. And he said, never. He said, but you've cried, you shed tears. He says, the reason that I cried was because I said to myself, you will now be thrown into this pot of boiling water and your soul will depart the earth. And what I really, really desired in that very moment when that realization came to me was that I wish that I had as many souls as the hairs on my body, so that every single one of them can be sacrificed for the sake of Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. This, beloved brothers and sisters, right now is the uncrushable faith of the civilians of Palestine. They wish to have 1,000 souls to sacrifice for Allah. They wish to have 1,000 souls to crush under rubble. They wish to have 1,000 souls that will show the world the inability to break them due to their love for Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. These are those resilient human beings who we are standing up out here today to fight on behalf of. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم فاستغفروه فإنه هو الغفور الرحيم. بسم الله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وأصحابه ومن تمسك بسنته إلى يوم الدين أما بعد. Beloved brothers and sisters, again, these are resilient human beings who will live and continue to live no matter how many of them you kill, because Palestine is in them and Palestine is within us. They are Palestine and we are Palestine, and you can't kill what you can't control. You can punish the body, you can kill the body, but you can't kill and control our faith. You can't kill and control our trust and our reliance in Allah. You can't kill and control our hope in Allah. You can't kill and control our Iman. Muslims will live forever, whether you like it or not. Islam will be here forever, whether you like it or not. Palestine will live forever, no matter how much you may hate it. You can't kill what you can't control. Remember, as Allah told us, قُلْ إِنَّ الصَّلَاةِ وَنُسُكِي وَمَحْيَايَ لِلَّهِ رَبِّ الْعَالَمِينَ, that surely my prayer, my sacrifice, and my life are for Allah, the Lord of all worlds. In closing, beloved brothers and sisters, we want you not to forget, number one, there are no human shields being used in Gaza. We have yet to see any confirmation of any human shields. Truths are not merely word, but truths need to be proven. There are only criminals, monsters, and supporters of these criminals and monsters trying to erase Palestinians off the face of the earth. Number two, These crimes in Gaza are not 2 weeks old. They are in fact 75 years old. Number 3, Gazans have been imprisoned in this strip of land for 16 years with no help, no aid from the world, and now Israel is trying to extinguish them. Number 4, remember that many are focusing on Hamas because they are in Gaza, but let us remember the thousands that have been killed in the West Bank where there is no Hamas. Israel, what is your excuse for that? Number 5, human extermination is what is occurring in Palestine, and it is being televised for all to see. Will you take it simply as news, simply as a movie, simply as drama, or will the world stand up and say, shame on America, shame on Biden, shame on Mayor Eric Adams for supporting criminals who are terrorists committing war crimes? Number 6, we demand an immediate stop to the genocide and the extermination of all Palestinians, regardless of where they reside in Palestine. They are human beings and not animals, as Defense Minister Gallant so casually called them. Number 7, we only have 3 more. Number 7, we demand an end and a siege. We demand an end to the siege on Gaza and an end to the apartheid. Number 8, we demand that all Palestinian refugees are returned back to their home and their given land. Number 9, we demand that our country, the United States of America, that President Biden, that Mayor Eric Adams here in this beautiful state of New York, stop and cease aiding and abetting the genocide of Palestinians, and that they stop aiding and inciting hate here in America. And we've seen that hate already portrayed with the death of our little brother, the 6-year-old Wadia in Chicago, that hate that pushed a man to stab a 6-year-old boy 26 times. We blame you, oh government of America. We blame you, Biden. We blame you, Mayor Eric Adams, for the death of our little brother Wadia. His blood is now on your hands from now until the day of judgment. And lastly, we demand that Americans stop supplying the terrorists with weapons, because these terrorists, Israel, which America is supporting, are using the weapons to kill civilians. And this has become crystal clear, especially with them bombing the hospital the other day. I end by saying, free Palestine! Free Palestine! Que viva Palestina libre! Que viva Palestina libre! We ask you, Ya Allah, to accept our martyrs in Palestine. We ask you to free and liberate our brothers from the hands of these terrorists, from the hands of these oppressors, from the hands of these criminals. We ask you, Allah, to grant our brothers and sisters patience, firmness of faith, certainty in you, and that they trust and confide only in you, and that you send them down help the way you have sent it down to the Prophet and his companions during Badr and every other war thereafter. Let us live, brothers and sisters, in a world that is free of these oppressors and oppression. You created us, Ya Allah, to be free. Free us from the grips of the criminals, the terrorists, the oppressors, the murderers, the killers, and everyone else who has no regard for human life, which was given to us by you. Ameen. فَأَقِيمُوا الصَّلَاةِ.
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح قد قامت الصلاة قد قامت الصلاة الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله.
استووا واعتدلوا وتراصوا استووا سووا صفوفكم لا تختلفوا فتختلف قلوبكم. Straighten your rows, heel to heel, shoulder to shoulder, leaving no gaps. Turn to Allah and make sure that in sajda you are making dua for the liberation of our brothers and sisters and for their freedom from the criminals and the terrorists. استووا واعتدلوا. الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. قل أعوذ برب الناس ملك الناس إله الناس من شر الوسواس الخناس الذي يوسوس في صدور الناس من الجنة والناس. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
End the occupation now!
End the occupation now!
End the genocide now!
End the genocide now!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
End the occupation now!
End the occupation now!
End the occupation now!
End the occupation now!
Brothers and sisters, we are still not done, as you know, following our Jumu'ah prayer. We are still having our rally right here, right now.
now, right in front of City Hall, to tell Mayor Eric Adams, the City Council, all elected officials in this city, that we will no longer stay silent. We will be standing up, standing strong, and saying loudly, "Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
End the occupation now!
End the occupation now!
End the occupation now!
End the occupation now!
End the genocide now!
End the genocide now!
End the genocide now!
End the genocide now!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
End the occupation now!
End the occupation now!
End the genocide now!
End the genocide now!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
End the occupation now!
End the occupation now!
End the occupation now!
End the occupation now!
The reason why we do Shema right here in the heart of the city, right outside of City Hall, is for a couple reasons. Number one, the issue of Palestine, justice in Palestine. It is a humanitarian issue. It is a global human rights issue. But don't get it twisted. It is also an Islamic issue. It is an issue.
Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! End the occupation now! End the occupation now! End the genocide now! End the genocide now! Free, free Palestine! Free, free, free Palestine!
Free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free Palestine!
Free, free, free Palestine!
Inshallah, I'd like to introduce another co-MC that will be joining us for this rally. Sister Sophie will be joining us, inshallah, from Alta.
Assalamu alaikum. As we set up to Alta, New York, and the Palestine Right to Return Coalition, and the Palestine Assembly for Liberation. And there is injustice on top of injustice on top of injustice. Palestinians are currently dealing with multi-layered injustices. We don't know where to begin. And this is why we stand here today highlighting Palestinian strength and resistance, because it's not oppression that liberates lands, it's empowerment and resistance.
on our Muslim sisters and brothers. But we stand firmly with Palestine because we know that history will absolve Palestine and all who stand with her. And we know that history will condemn the occupation and everyone who is part of it or who stands aside. The people of the United States bear a special responsibility to choose a side, because you cannot be neutral in a country that funds this occupation. You cannot be neutral when you watch bombs that your country pays for. Every bomb, every missile, every bullet that falls on Gaza is paid for by our government. Let us be clear. Israel is not a strong state. Israel is nothing without our government. Israel is nothing without our tax dollars, without our funding. And Israel is nothing without the cover that is provided by our media and our politicians. They say that truth is the first casualty of war, and this is a war that has gone on against Palestine for 75 years, and it has taken a colossal mountain of lies to back up this horrible criminal regime. Every mainstream media outlet in this country, the New York Times, the New York Post, CNN, NBC, the Wall Street Journal, all of them are guilty. All of them have blood on their hands. They commit the most heinous crime of telling us that the oppressed is the oppressor and the oppressor is the oppressed. They tell us that when you hear the head of the Israeli military call the people of Gaza animals and promise to treat them as such, that you're misunderstanding. That when you hear Netanyahu call for extermination, that it's a translation error. That when you see bombs destroy a hospital full of children and families seeking refuge, that it is Gaza that did it. This is the devil's business. And we have a responsibility in this country to fight every day, to be a voice that says we know what we're seeing. You cannot tell us that caging a population, denying them water, denying them electricity, denying them food, denying them medicine, and then bombing them, bombing their streets, bombing their schools, bombing their hospitals, bombing their homes. You cannot tell us that this is the greatest democracy in the Middle East. You cannot tell us that this is self-defense. You cannot tell us that this is a humane cause. We can see with our own eyes, and we can see with our own eyes the politicians in this country are no humanitarians. They want us to believe that these politicians who allow our communities to languish, who allow 1 in 10 New York children to be homeless, who allow black people to be mowed down by the police in their own neighborhoods, that they care about the people of Israel? What kind of humanitarians are these in this country? What kind of humanitarian is Eric Adams? What kind of humanitarian is it? What humanitarianism takes money that should be used on schools and uses it to bomb them? Money that should be used for infrastructure, to destroy roads, to destroy hospitals. Money that should be used on medicines, to destroy lives. This is no humanitarianism. This is the humanitarianism of
name is Malik Hassan. I am the Executive Director of Muslim American Society Brooklyn and Muslim American Society Youth Center, which is the first Muslim youth center in the entire country. And I say this for a reason. Throughout time, throughout history, places of worship, whether it is masajid, whether it is synagogues, or whether it is churches, have been an epicenter, a center, a place in which people of religion, people of faith fought for justice. And so that will keep on going. And so it warms our hearts to see our anti-Zionist Jewish brothers and sisters, our anti-Zionist Christian brothers and sisters, fighting for Palestine as well. And I'm making a promise right here. Mass New York has 7 masajid in New York City, and each and every one of those masajid will always be a home for Palestinian activism, no matter who comes through the door. Free, free, free Palestine!
Free, free, free Palestine!
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 Free, free, free Palestine!
Free, free, free Palestine!
Next, I would love to introduce our next speaker, Brother Abdul Aziz Bayan from Majlis al-Shura, the Islamic Leadership Council of New York that represents the masajid and Islamic organizations in the entirety of the city.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Brothers and sisters, I just wanted to remind first to remember the brothers and sisters of Jewish faith. I want to give them a shout out to them, that those who were there for 300, almost 400 of them at the Capitol Hill, and voicing their concern about what is happening and what is our government doing, what is our government is doing with the money, that with our taxpayers' money, helping the Israeli apartheid regime, killing the innocent people, helping the apartheid regime committing the genocide in Palestine. But my talk is not about that. I want all of us to understand one thing. Why do you think President Biden, or for that matter Eric Adams, is able to go without any challenges, without hesitating, and go on the other side and helping the criminals committing genocide? Why do you think that is happening? Why they are so emboldened? Why they are so they have so much guts to say stand on the other side and not on the side of the justice and human rights? You know why? Because none of us. Raise your hand, how many of you have voted last election? Raise your hand. Turn around and see how many. This is the sad part about it. What I want to remind all of you, make a promise to yourself. Make a promise to yourself that you will make sure that you know anybody, make sure they register, number one. Second thing, you make sure that go and turn out and vote. It doesn't matter who is the culprit you have to vote for. Even you can put your name, but go ahead and vote. Once these culprits who are occupying our elected officials, they realize the Muslims are turning out and vote, then and only then they will be accountable, and we can question them, and they will care about our vote. They will care about our voice. They will care about the tax that we pay. Until then, you will be always in a second thought. Please understand one thing. The masajid, the Islamic centers, the Islamic organization, make an oath to yourself, for yourself and your future generation, that you will make sure that all of us register and vote. Without your vote, you do not count. No matter how much money you give them, no matter how many times you took your picture and posted on Facebook, it does not matter. And make sure those of you who are involved or engaged with them, make sure you ask the hard question: why are you standing and celebrating with the genocidal army when it's going overseas to help the Israeli apartheid regime? Why are you there having party with them? We will only be able to do that and make them accountable, and they will listen to you when you will vote. Tell me when you will vote, please. I'm begging all of you. Those of you, the masajid leadership, the organization leadership, make it a plan that you have to mobilize your community, register and vote. Only then they will listen to you. One other very important thing, the brothers and sisters, that we live in a community. We live in a community of diverse people of all faiths. These idiots, these ignorants Out of their ignorance, they are making the community go against each other with their rhetoric. We have people living in my next door is a different than my religion. They're probably Jews and Christians living with us. We want to be able to live in a peace in our community. These idiots are committing hysteria among the community, making us enemy to each other. We urge all of you, we demand that you stop making this kind of comment and putting us against each other. This is an irresponsible leadership. If you want to be leader, remember, you are those that a young child, 6-year-old child. The blood of the 6-year child is in your hand. Mr. Biden, Mr. Eric Adams, and anybody else for that matter. You have incited these people, made this small group of Jewish terrorists. These are the also extremist people there. They only, anytime that you go do anything, it's an Islamophobic, it's an anti-Semitism. Muslims do not hate Jews. Muslims have nothing to do, no fight with the Jews. It is between Israel and Palestinian. Muslim stands with the Palestinian against the Israeli oppression. The brothers and sisters that who are living next to us, they're Jews, Christians, whatever they come from. We are our community as a Muslim. We have a responsibility to protect them. Our prophets told us in such a manner that even if your neighbor, no matter what religion he belongs, if he or she is not same from you, you are not a Muslim. We command, we have that in our heart. We want to protect our neighbors. But you, irresponsible politician, you are causing friction, you are causing tension between us. And that's why some of these extremist Jews taking their things on their hand and killed one of the baby, and there are many in the River Park and harassing our brothers and sisters when working with the hijab. So I ask all of you, those who are holding position, please be mindful, your word matters. We thought we were over with the Trump era. That when Trump would speak anything that he would say, no, it didn't matter. But I thought you are more responsible. So you understand that when you say something so stupid, it creates hysteria, it creates enemy amongst ourselves. So we must stop it, and we want all of us, again, brother, sister, first, make dua, turn to Allah. Without that, after doing all that, the last thing that we want to do, and get up at night time and do 2 rak'ah, make dua for the brothers and sisters, not for the entire humanity. Humanity needs our prayers. Please make sure you do that. And again, register and vote. Register and vote. Register and vote. Thank you.
Intifada, intifada! Long live intifada! And our next speaker is Leanne from the People's Forum.
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Brothers and sisters, I'm speaking you today full of the same indescribable pain that I am sure that every single person here feels.